What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Wolf's Ramblings. And in this episode, the topic is gonna be YouTube. And I know I said this is only gonna be about games, but this sort of relates, just because what I do is make game videos on YouTube, and I wanted to talk about YouTube. And this is gonna be kind of like a two-part ramble because the first part's gonna be about me and YouTube, and the next part's gonna be about YouTube and everyone who's in my position on YouTube, the lower end of the YouTube scale in terms of subscribers. But anyway, I want to start out, and I made a video, one of these kinds of videos before the first Zelda one on my old computer that died, and I lost that recording. But I'm going to talk about some of the stuff that I talked about there. But basically, I'm working really hard on this on YouTube. I'm going a little slow as of recently because of the whole computer debacle, and really a lot of things. And a lot of stuff factors into making a video for me. Not necessarily making the actual video, but being ready to make the actual video and making sure there's no interruptions. And what I mean by that is I live in a kind of a hectic house right now. Living with your parents is not fun if you're 19, almost 20 years old. And especially when you're living with your 24-year-old brother and your 22-year-old stepsister. The house is just hectic, and there's not a lot of time to record when there's not something going on or some noise. And it's actually surprising. I didn't expect that because these two people are always out of the house. They're not even here now. No one's here now, which is why I'm recording this. And, it sucks because I want to have the ability to just be like, okay, let's play a game, let's record it. Because I don't want I don't want to be knowing that I'm doing a let's play while I'm playing a game. I'm just playing the game. And I generally like to talk when I play games, even when I'm not recording. I don't know when that started, but it's just a thing I like to do. I don't, actually do it because that's, it's weird. But I'm just playing these games. I'm not doing them for the sake of doing them. I'm doing them because I enjoy the games, and I want to record it, and I want to entertain people. If I'm funny, if I'm entertaining, I want to do that. I want to entertain because it's fun. It's fun to hear comments. I love comments. I've been getting a lot less comments frequently, like 2 comments per video. So if you're watching this, comment. Even if I don't respond, I read every single comment. And I usually respond to anyone that asks a question. But yeah, I don't go as far as Alpaca does, where he responds to every comment, regardless of the content. But if you put a little smiley face there, I'm gonna enjoy the smiley face, but I'm probably not gonna respond to it, just because I have a hard time. There has to be a reason behind me responding to the comment. That's just the way I am, really. It's nothing negative. It's just the way it works for me. But anyway. Where was I? I got off a tangent and I lost my place. Whenever I go off on a tangent, I gotta go back and follow the tangent back, which usually leads to another tangent. And this being a tangent off the tangent, I have to go back to this. You get my picture. I need to stop going off on tangents. But anyway, I do this to entertain and I enjoy it. And I think I've mentioned this before, but I don't understand why it's bad or it's taboo to say that you want to do YouTube as a job. When you say that and you don't actually have the ability to, like where I am now, people are like, oh, you're just in it for the money. You just want to make money, like, and it's like that's true. I'd like to make money, but don't make that synonymous with making lots of money. I just want to make enough money. I don't need a nice jet ski. I don't need a good like a fucking Mercedes or like a 3-story. I don't need any of that. I don't need any of that. I barely need any. I'm a very simple person. I eat simple food. I wear simple clothes. The only really extenuating expenses are anything that has to do with games. That's where all my money goes, is stuff with games, because that's my life. I love games. I consider it just a huge part of my life, and I'm not embarrassed to say that. People are like, oh, you're a nerd. You play games. You like games a lot. That's all you do. What are you doing with your... And then the more, adult type people are like, oh, you're wasting your life just playing video games. Nah. I majored in so-and-so, and I worked my entire life, so therefore I'm better than you, and I'm allowed to judge you on what you choose to do. And it's like, okay. You keep thinking that way. And even this is the thing that gets me, is that even other YouTubers who are making a lot of money off this say that you shouldn't be in it for the money. And that's true up to a point. It's true into that, you shouldn't think you're going to get rich off this. You shouldn't be in it solely for the money. And the sad thing is some people are in it solely for the money, and they're quite popular. And it's kind of sad to see that. I'm in it for the money in the sense that I want to support myself. I can't stress this enough, how I just want to make a living. I don't want to, this isn't a get rich quick scheme. It's just to live. I want to do this as a job. I want to, it's like people go to school for 2 years to go to their job. How is this any different? It's just it's a new thing. It's a new thing, and people don't really understand it. People are like, oh, you play video games? How can you can't make money playing? That's not fair. I have to sit at a computer for 12 hours to get my money. Well, it's like, you chose to do that. You didn't spend the amount. I mean, I sit in front of a computer for 12 hours. I might not be typing away code or, designing pipelines for some random chemical. I don't know. It's just, it's different, And making this decision has a lot of risk in it. There's no telling where YouTube is going to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. That's the big difference between this and an actual solid career, is that a career has consistency. Even if you get fired, you can get a job somewhere else with what you have already. With this, though, with YouTube, what happens if YouTube stops being what it is? What if, companies don't want you to put advertisements? What if you can no longer make money and you have to get a job? What if you're 30 years old, been doing it for 10 years, and suddenly the revenue's gone? And what happens then? So we just don't know. I don't think it's going to happen, because it's such a great thing that YouTube is. It's free content. Maybe you got to sit here and watch a 15-second ad before your video, or you could just get ad block and not support the people you watch. I'm looking at you. If you use ad block, it's your choice. I'm not hurting. No, you're not actually hurting anyone by using ad block. But anyway, that's a whole other discussion. But yeah, I'm in no position right now to make any money off this. I out of all the I've only put ads on my Binding of Isaac videos, and out of all those videos, of all those views, I've made about $70. That's out of over 100 videos probably with ads on them. Only $70. So I'm not raking in the dough, as they would say. But again, it's really hard. You take the Yogscast, for example. They make millions of dollars a year. Millions of dollars a year. And I have no problem with that. I have no problem with what they do, but they seem to have a lack of respect. Like, they don't understand how lucky they are. Like, they seem to not give a shit. They think that they're entitled to what they have, and they are. They worked for it. But man, have a little respect for your fans, or for I don't like the way they act, honestly, is what I'm saying. If I were in that position, I would be, so just, I don't want to say blessed, because that entitles like a religious added to it, but that basically, I would feel so lucky to be in that position. I actually don't want to be in that position. I don't even need $1 million. Man, I could go with, a couple thousand. But I don't need millions of dollars. No one needs millions of dollars. No one needs millions of dollars. But again, that's a whole nother discussion in itself. So again, I sit here with no job, not going to school, living with parents, wanting to do YouTube as a career, and no one really takes that seriously. And I understand. It's, there's no telling where I'm, as my own channel, where I'm going to be a year from now. There's just no telling. I've been getting like 2 to 3 subscribers a day for the past month. I'm not growing that fast at all anymore. And that's just the way it is at this point. A lot less views, a lot less subscribers, a lot less of everything, really. And I'm okay with that. I'm a very pessimistic person when it comes to things like these. I don't think this is going to work. I want it more than anything to work. It's a dream job. when someone says, "Oh, it's my dream to do this," people go like give that little look like, "Oh, you." It's corny. It's corny to say that it's your dream to do something like that, even though it really isn't corny. And that fucking dog is barking. I'm gonna go kick it. I'm gonna go kick it. I shouldn't kick small dogs. It's not nice. But that dog is Satan. It's a Satan dog. I don't know why it barks. Anyway, ignore it. I'm gonna ignore it. But yeah, I don't know where I'm gonna be a year from now. Because then the next response is, well, why don't you just go get a job like any normal person? And that's a valid point. I could go get a job right now, and I could work normal hours, and I could make money, but I wouldn't be at all encouraged in any way to do this. I would feel really, I wouldn't want to, because as it is now, with the interruptions, as you can clearly see, clearly hear if you can hear that dog barking, it I don't want to be forced to record a video. I don't want to be forced to, because then I feel like I'm not having fun. If I'm not, and again, I say this over and over, but if I'm not having fun, the video is not going to be entertaining, and you guys aren't going to have fun. Simple as that. It is. You can go back to the history of my videos and go check individual videos, and you can probably pick out the videos where I'm not having fun. There are some of them because of certain circumstances, but you can tell. And those videos probably have less views, or probably you remember them less. And that doesn't make much sense, but there's a difference. There's a difference. I'd love to hear you guys' opinion on all this. Yeah, this is all about discussion. If you think I'm being a lazy bastard, feel free to write that in the comment. Right, you are a lazy bastard with love, and then put your name. But yeah, I have no fucking idea. I mean, no one wants to say they live with their parents with no job and not going to school, but that's the way it is right now. And again, I can't stress enough how I want this to work really badly, because I'm one of those guys who doesn't have a lot that they want to do for a job. One of those guys who they're like, "What do you want to do when you grow up?" No comment. I don't want to sit at a computer. I use this reference earlier. I don't want to sit and stare at a fucking screen and doing something I don't enjoy even a little bit for the rest of my life. And that's a common thing. A lot of people probably use that to describe having a normal 9-to-5 job. And then, but people's response to that is so pathetic. It's like, "Oh well, that's the way it is. So deal with it. I dealt with it, so you have to deal with it." It's like, fuck you. That's bullshit logic. Just cause that's like, anyone can use that argument. Why is the moon round? Just cause. Why'd you use that analogy? Just cause. It's bullshit. It's a bullshit argument. And I don't know. I really want to not sound like an asshole, like a spoiled asshole, because my life's, I live in a nice upper middle class house. I was well raised. I've had it all right, basically. But I haven't been spoiled. Like I'm not one of those kids who live with rich parents who spoil. I don't get gifts very often. Christmas time, that's it. That's when you get your gifts. I'm not one of those, wearing like what's the general image for those rich kids who are spoiled? I don't know. My parents are very careful with their money. They don't spend it on anyone else, really. But never mind. I'm not. This is in no way complaining at all. It's all about whatever. I'm getting off topic. It's more about YouTube, more about me. Should stop talking about them. So yeah, what do you guys think about all that? This is like around the first half of the video. What do you guys think about that? I was gonna try to sum it up, but then I realized I don't know if I can know. But then moving on, YouTube. This is gonna be a little more angry. I'm not gonna actually get angry, but this is the more angry part of the video. YouTube isn't helping. YouTube, the company itself, seems like they don't want more big channels. It's really weird. But every update that they do, every time they add something or change the way something works on the site, it's like they're trying to stagger and kill smaller channels and only feed the larger channels. And it confuses me because why? Why would you not want new channels? I mean, I assume it has to do with money. Like maybe because they think that the larger channels, that's where all the money is. So let's put all our apples into one basket, or what the fuck the saying is. But that's wrong. That's not going to work because I've seen big channels end abruptly because the person there didn't want to do it anymore, and they just decided, I'm done, and they quit. So these big channels that are already big, how big do you want them to be? The Yogscast, they're fucking huge. They're as big as you can get right now, not in terms of gaming, and CNanners, Uber Haxor. There's more PewDiePie, even though a lot of people don't like him. All these guys are, the cream of the crop in terms of size. And if you only want them to succeed more, that's not gonna. Why wouldn't you want more of those channels instead of just make those channels more? It doesn't. It's a rich get richer scheme that doesn't work, and it doesn't make sense. And I don't know if they're doing it intentionally, but that's what it seems like. I mean, it's like you look at your recommended. You guys, if you're listening to this, you probably watch a lot of gaming things. Look at your recommended, and you probably see a lot of PewDiePie, a lot of Uber Haxor, a lot of larger channels in your recommended. Even if you don't watch their videos, or even if you are not subscribed to them. I mean, I've heard of Uber Haxor Nova a bazillion times. I'm not subscribed to him. I don't enjoy his content. None of fault of his. It's just the way I am. I don't enjoy PewDiePie. Why am I getting berated with their videos over and over and over again? It's dumb. It doesn't make any sense. And yet YouTube thinks that that's the answer. And even if I can't do this now, but bring up the YouTube homepage. I don't know if you have the new. I still have the older one. But there's a lot of new ones. And just count the amount of videos that are on the screen. You'll probably get around like 8. Maybe even less than that. The fucking videos are so large that the space they take up, you get so less on the home page and on any given page because the videos take up so much size. And I don't understand why you'd want less content on your screen at once. That doesn't make any sense. And I guess they feel that way because, again, the big channels are there. They're going to be there, and you're going to be pelted with them. And it's bullshit. It honestly pisses me off. Not in the sense that I can't grow, but no one else can grow. It's not a me situation. It's everyone in my position can't grow because of the way they're changing things. Not to mention the fucking sub box, which this is probably my biggest problem with YouTube is the subscription box. I subscribe to these people, and I want to see when they get videos out. Simplest fucking concept in the world, and YouTube found a way to totally fuck it up. One of the older YouTube formats, because they change every 2 fucking seconds, was perfect. It was everything that the subscription box should have been. It had sections, it displayed horizontally sections of each person, and if they uploaded a new video, it would appear in that section, and the newer videos were towards the top, and the older videos were towards the bottom. And when you watched a video, it would gray out, and if you wanted to, you could exit out, and it would go away, and you're done, and it made more room for other videos. Totally logical and makes perfect sense, right? Okay, so why did we get rid of it? You could have like 30 videos on the screen at once, all from your subscription box, right there, right in front of you, and it was perfect. And they ruined it. Now I have like 3. When I open the home page, there's 3 videos right there, and even when you scroll down, there's only like 15 max. That's half of what was already there when you didn't have to scroll down on the old home page. It makes no sense why they would do that, yet they did it. And what's even worse is that the cool little feature of Xing out a video doesn't work anymore. You can do it, but the video for some reason still stays there. It will pop back up later. And even if you do it, you have to do it over and over, and the videos come up vertically, and it takes way more time and way more space, and it's not worth the effort. And so that's not even the end of the problems, is that YouTube, you've probably heard of this, the highlights versus the everything, it automatically sets the highlights Okay, that's okay. Let me switch it. Okay, I switched it. Come back 5 minutes later, it's gonna be back on highlights. It automatically resets the highlights every time you leave the page. So now YouTube gets to pick what I watch instead of me? This isn't even a problem with my channel. This is a problem with my subscription box. I miss so many videos because YouTube designates them as not highlight worthy and throws them into the fucking ether and I never see them. Why, YouTube? You're taking away your own revenue at that point. Why are you doing this? That hurts the bigger channels too. That hurts everyone as a collective whole. So why do that? It boggles my fucking mind. And now Alpaca Patrol told me that the new homepage you have to go and click an extra button to go to your subscriptions. What? You mean my YouTube homepage isn't gonna have my subscription box there? They literally are fucking everything up repeatedly over and over. And the sad thing is that's just the way it's gonna be. Even though I've heard multiple people, small channels, medium channels, large channels, say how dumb these changes are, YouTube isn't gonna do anything about it. I don't understand it. No one understands it except YouTube. I guess it must make sense to them, right? I'm just glad I still have the old YouTube homepage, or the older one, or the one before the new one. Because even though that one's fucking terrible, at least it's not as bad as the newer one. But I'm sure I'll get switched over eventually. But yeah, it's just silly. I don't understand it. I don't understand why we're trying to hurt small channels. Because now that's not even the end of it there. Search rankings. Recommended videos on the right side of your screen, not the ones on your homepage, but on the other videos, are all videos of the same person. If it's a big channel, all the recommended videos are going to be from that channel. No questions. And I guess that would be okay, but it's a recommended, not a more videos from section. Like, I can understand if from the left side of the screen, you had the more from section, and whoever videos you're watching, that's where you put all their videos, on the left side. That side's not even being used. And you have that there, and then you move over to the right, and that's where you have the recommended, where you'd have other videos related to the video, not related to the person. That makes sense, right? That's what I think. That's what should be there. And I like the recommended tab on the homepage, the one I have now, because even though in terms of gaming it sucks, because it just keeps listing fucking PewDiePie and Uber Hacksaw over and over, and Yogscast, they're there. But when in terms of non-gaming videos, it actually works really well. Like if I really like watching. I used to watch a bunch of Whose Lines It Anyway videos. And I found the majority of the videos that I watched for the Whose Line videos through the recommended area because that worked for that. Because they weren't all popular videos, and when you take out the factor of huge channels, it actually works. But for some reason, YouTube either did it on purpose or didn't factor in the fact that they're big channels, and their calculation algorithms or whatever just immediately jumps to there. The dog's barking again. I'm gonna kick it. So why? I don't get it. I don't get it. And that's the end of that. What do you guys think? I'm sure you hate it just as much as I do because it hurts the people who make the videos, hurts the people who watch the videos, hurts everyone. And that's poor business by YouTube. YouTube, if by some magical reason you're listening to this, stop and look at yourselves. Change your ways. You still have a chance. You have such a good thing. Why are you stabbing it in the back? It's like having a baby and then stabbing your baby. Why would you do that? YouTube is still a little toddler. It's so young and fresh. And why must we kick it to death? Why, YouTube? Why? I'm going to end that there. And let me know what you guys think in the comments on any part of the video. And in the next ramblings, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. Probably get back to games, because I just wanted to... This is actually way more of a rant video than a ramble video. But that's the way that is. So, yep, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.